Hey there, guys. Well, good to be back with you again. I think that we finally were able to actually drive outside. It looks like the roads are finally somewhat cleared up, which is a great thing because that means that we can mess around a little bit here today and play some NBA Jam special edition here. So we're playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers next. And as you know, because of sort of the nature of this I don't know what we're calling this project, this save, whatever. We're just going to use the Bulls. Now, I was thinking about doing a little bit of an introductory segue, a segment or whatever on the history of the rivalry between these two teams. But then I looked into it and realized that, no, actually, the Bulls won a lot against Cleveland. There wasn't very much to talk about, so we'll see how this goes. It's going to be Price and Nance, so we'll see how we do against them. Price has that great outside shot, so we got to make sure that we try to take that away. Price was one of those great three-point shooters back in the days when nobody shot three-pointers. So you can criticize Jordan all you want for not hitting a lot of threes, but it was really Price who was hitting all the threes in the Eastern Conference. There you go, Pippen. Of course, none of that really matters when it comes to NBA Jam, right? I mean, the only thing that matters here is, you know, stuff like this. Is it the shoes? That's from a movie, right? All right, no problem. No problem. There you go. That's actually a pretty realistic move there by Michael Jordan. And I hate to say this for all of you who are fans of those old EA Sports NBA games, but it really, really is nice to play a game like this instead, where I can actually like move the ball, you know? I can actually like pass the ball to guys and stuff, and it works well, and you know, I can play defense, I can do things. I don't have to like stand there with my arms out in the passing lane or whatever I'm supposed to do in that game. It's all good. We'll go back tomorrow to playing more Dream Team and see if we can figure out exactly what we're doing. But like I hate to like say it like this, but it's one of those games. I keep running into games like this where like you get all these people who are like, "Oh, I love this game when I was a kid," and I play it now, and I'm like, "This game is awful." Like, you know, it's not just, "Oh, this game isn't any good" or whatever. It's more like, you know, how in the world did you stand playing this? Because it's really, really bad. NBA Jam's not quite like this. NBA Jam's one problem is that it can get repetitive after a little while. There you go. Give it to Scottie. Let him dunk it. All is right with the world. But see, Price is going to shoot those. As long as he doesn't have a high shooting percentage on those three-point shots, I think we'll be okay. And yeah, there's all sorts of screwing up. So those of you who really know your way around, like, you know, the ROM and stuff, you gotta tell me what's going on here. Why did, you know, we have to Edwards play? Why don't we have any music? What's going on? This happens every once in a while with the arcade version. I didn't play the arcade enough when I was a kid to know if this happened in the actual arcade machine or not. Maybe it did, and I just didn't know. That was a real facial, man. Talk about your elbows. I was watching that, you know, in preparation for yesterday's video here on this channel. I was watching a little bit of the Dream Team, and that game against Canada, like, you got Barkley like throwing elbows like left and right the whole game. The funny thing is that Barkley had, I think it was after the Cuba game or something like that, it was like early on in the series. There were all these articles about like the United States losing international face because the basketball team kept throwing elbows and stuff. And so what Barkley does against Canada is he throws more of them. It's like, you know, how much can I get away with here? But we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, assuming there's something to talk about. In some ways, the history part of that video is a lot more interesting than the actual gameplay. And the biggest complaint that I have about EA with that old style basketball game is that they had like a whole ton of these games, and they all came out like around the same time, and they're all basically, you know, the same type of gameplay. It's just, the problem is that none of them were any good, right? I mean, the part where I think that there's no excuse is when, you know, the Tecmo NBA basketball come out on the NES. Because, I mean, it's an NES game, so you're talking about, you know, 16-bit games that don't play as well as, like, an NES game, you know? And it's not like Tecmo is, like, some amazing game or anything like that. It has its problems, you know, but, it sure is a lot better than freaking Team USA basketball in the Genesis. You know, I have no question about that. What kind of shot was that? You ever see MJ do that? Wow, Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time, with the worst shot of all time. I mean, he didn't even get that one halfway down the court. All right, we gotta be serious about this now. We can't lose to the freaking Cavaliers. No. Scottie, it's your fault. All right, I'll take Nance, or not Nance, I'll take Price. Thank you. All right, we got to play better defense than that. There we go. Thank you, Scottie. That's what I want you to do. You know, that sound of them on the floor, the hooah, you know, it sounds just like the sound from Doom. Monster Jam. Now, I don't want to necessarily get too far down on that EA Sports game for not being NBA Jam. I mean, it's never going to be NBA Jam, right? But the nice thing about this game, even though it's not, I guess, not as much of a sim, someone was telling me, oh, well, you understand that game is a simulation type game. The nice thing about this game is that it's actually, like, playable, right? I don't have to, like, know the instruction manual. I don't have to spend a lot of time reading, like, the strategy guide or something to know how to play this game. Right, and that's one of those key things that you notice when you look backwards at the history of, you know, games, especially sports games. I mean, like, I understand the reason why, you know, you get companies who want to make a bunch of games where, you know, you can do all sorts of, you know, crazy things and whatever. Yeah, we actually came close that time. Like, I understand why you'd want games that have, you know, sim elements and stuff like that. It makes sense to me. But the problem is that, like, if the game is not really playable that much, like, out of the box, if it's difficult for somebody who's new to the game to figure out what they're supposed to do and how it works, it's not a good sign. And usually what happens to games like that is they wind up being forgotten. Like, people stop playing them, right? The nice thing about the NBA Live series, which we'll get to, I think, pretty soon here, is that it actually, you know, is playable, right? And it goes also at, like, a reasonable pace, right? It's not like this super slow game. I think Jordan's gotten injured more than anybody else on the court so far here. What a bad pass by Scottie Pippen. See, I blame Pippen for all of this. All of the problems that we have, it's got to be Scottie. I was reading where somewhere on Reddit where someone was talking about, you know, oh, well, Jordan did it, but he had Hall of Famers with him, blah, blah, blah. He had Phil Jackson, he had this, he had that. Yeah, but I mean, Scottie Pippen, you know, look at how Scottie's playing in this game, right? I mean, Jordan had to do something, right? Anyway, that's what I get for reading Reddit. You don't need Reddit to tell you who the GOAT is. Oh, get back here. Scottie, there you go. That's the way you play defense. Take it. Idiots. Idiots! Alright, now we gotta play serious, right? Now we gotta actually try. We weren't really trying before. Now we're gonna try. Scotty, where are you, bro? Hey, man. There we go. No problem. This is the way that we had it scripted. It was intended to be this way. Dude, he jumped from the three-point line? That's what I want to see. I want to see him get 3 points for that dunk. Alright, we're in trouble. Take it, Scotty. Good. Overtime! I swear that the game purposely sends you to overtime just so it can steal more quarters from you, right? Because now instead of paying $2, I have to pay like $2.50. All right, Scotty, you got to do a better job than that on defense. There we go. All right. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what Scotty needs to be doing. I'm guarding the wrong guy. Got a mismatch against Nance. Wow, it's beautiful. Just right through his outstretched arms. I think both of us are trying to guard Price at the same time. I'm surprised that they didn't make any substitution at all, but I guess they thought they knew what they were doing. All right, we're in trouble. There we go. Yeah, that's not good. We're supposed to score more points than them, not less. There we go. Take it. All right, we're only gonna have one overtime today. Dude, I'm just getting totally owned by Nance in this game. Oh no, we're gonna lose. Yeah, we're in trouble now. Down by 5 with 6 seconds left. And we have lost in overtime, so we get to play against Cleveland again next time. Well, I don't know, maybe we'll put together something, maybe we'll put together, you know, some sort of introduction. I think part of the problem for Jordan here was getting injured so many times. Pippen with 14 points, it's got to be a record for this series for us. Yeah, probably too many outside shots, too many three-pointers, and we just got totally schooled by Nance. So that was not so great. We got to play Cleveland again next time, so we'll do a little bit of that tomorrow. Take a quick look here and see. At least we took them to overtime. That was pretty good of us, but we should have won this a little bit earlier. We were doing so well at the beginning, and as usual with NBA Jam, when you're doing well at the very beginning of the game, what inevitably will happen is you'll end up losing because they'll start playing better. So it is. Anyway, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.